everyone, this is Dan Dix here, reporting for Press for Truth. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about the Bundy Ranch and what's been going on there. Now, in case you are unaware, the United States federal government's Bureau of Land Management is attempting to kick Cliven Bundy off a ranch that his family has owned since the 19th century. Now, the BLM claims that this is because his cattle are interfering with the tortoise's natural habitat. However, this exact same bureaucracy once planned to euthanize about half of the 1,400 tortoises in that area, so we know that that's a total lie. Now, it could be because Bundy refuses to pay his grazing fees to the feds, since these are unconstitutional. But Bundy is willing to compromise and pay the county government instead. But of course, we know the feds aren't even coming close to budging on that front. Now, it was revealed just last week, however, that Senator Harry Reid has plans to build solar panel farms throughout Nevada. So I think it goes without saying that the Bundy Ranch conflict is really more about money and power than it has anything to do with the rule of law. Now, what I wanted to talk to you guys about today is the real agenda behind the attempted takeover of the Bundy family's ranch. To the casual observer, it may seem like the BLM is arbitrarily imposing nonsensical regulations on Bundy, but to the well-informed, the BLM's actions are perfectly rational. Rational in the sense that the goals of the Fed are to implement Agenda 21. And now, most of you may already know that Agenda 21 is the UN program to centralize all land resources, remove people from county sides, and concentrate us all into highly regulated urban environments. Of course, these cities will be far more controlled than anything we're used to now. If any of you happen to have been here in Toronto during the G20, that should pretty much give you a good idea of what the elite have in mind for us all here. And now, proponents of Agenda 21 use buzzwords like sustainability and going green to mask the real agenda. For example, in the early days of the Bundy conflict, we were all told that this was about protecting the tortoises. That's typical Agenda 21 propaganda about saving endangered species. They also use fear-based propaganda about global warming and water shortages as basically a means to achieve their goals here. Now, the US federal government already owns much of the American West. UN documents reveal just how far Agenda 21 is willing to go. As you can see here, the red areas are core reserves and corridors with little to no human use. The yellow buffer zones are highly regulated use, and the almost non-existent light blue areas are considered normal use. Now, of course, anyone trying to live off the grid is punished. Whether you're a woman in Florida who apparently violated international code, or if you're a man in Oregon who was sent to jail for collecting rainwater off of his own property. Even Canada. In Canada, Agenda 21 is in full swing. City regulations prevent many people from achieving true sustainability, such as urban farming. The Comprehensive Economic Trade Agreement gives corporations the ability to sue the Canadian government if they feel that their investments in Canadian utilities are threatened. So I'm sure you can imagine a scenario where individuals who are attempting to live off the grid are going to be forced to stop due to these globalist trade agreements. Now, it's also important to emphasize that a vast majority of the Great White North is considered so-called Crown land. And that's why what's happening right now in Nevada is very important to understand. Agenda 21 is not limited to the United States by any means. In fact, as PFT have covered before, implementing Agenda 21 goes hand in hand with the creation of a North American Union. So please look forward, look to more coverage coming from us, from PFT here. We're set to undergo some major changes. We're set to relaunch the website very soon. And of course, folks, I want to remind you we're entirely independent media and we do rely on your donations. So if you'd like to make a contribution, please check the link in the description and stay tuned for more videos coming very soon to pressfortruth.ca.